So what's up, everybody? This is Alex coming in with you. Today is the 15th day post-op from having my microdiscectomy and laminectomy surgery. I had the surgery on October 17th, and it's been 2 weeks. I've been off my meds now for the last 2 days and getting myself back in order. Today was a call for me getting out and getting some normalcy back in my life. So went and got my hair cut, as you can see. Went out, saw a couple of friends, just to get out the house because it was felt like it was kind of closed in, for 2 weeks, laying in bed and getting up and, not able to really do too much. So I took advantage of the day and wasn't bad. I had to get some walking in anyway on my body. So I did that. The surgery so far is holding up. Everything looks good. I feel fine. Just playing along with it, doing what the doctor told me to do. Not a lot of bending, not a lot of running, flexing, no party time and you know where, say it like that. But yeah, for the most part, it's been good, man. I said the last thing that I was dealing with was getting up, and I don't know if anybody else dealt with it, but whenever I would get up out of bed or get up out of chair, whenever I would stand up, it would make my left side of my hip feel like it was a ball, like something was pressing. So whenever I got up, that area would always strain itself, and it wasn't even in the back. It was mainly just on the side itself. A little nerve pain going down the front and the back part of my calf, a little bit on the top part of my foot, but for the most part, I feel like I'm back to me. I'm not gonna push it and think it's all great, but I feel like I'm back close to an 80% right now. It's that pain that was on my left side for some reason, it just all of a sudden went away, and I'm not feeling anything from it. I was able to get myself dressed. My wife had went to work, and usually whenever she left, I would have her put on my socks, just so I could put on my shoes and wouldn't have no hard time. And today, I didn't think anything about it, being Friday and everything else. So she left and forgot to put on my socks, so I had to put them on myself. Right leg, of course, because I had no problem with that. I was able to bring that over my left and then put my sock on and also bring my left. My left gave me a little fight, and I just waited it out. It took me like 3 times, and I finally was able to bend over, close enough to get the front part at least stick it in, and then pull from the back and slowly bring it above my foot. It was just footies, short socks. So then I had my slip-on tennis shoes, so I put those on. After that, of course, I had to get some normalcy back. So I got up, did not a lot of anything around the house, just straighten up the bed, did a little tidying up to feel normal. No bending, of course. And then I went to go see my barber, get my hair cut. And I went by and stopped at a place where I like to sit with some of the fellas and talk to them for a little bit just to get a little normalcy back. And of course, I didn't tell nobody what was going on, so they were wondering where I was at. And then when I told them, of course, they all gave me flack that I should have said something, but it just wasn't one of them, me and how we get. We don't do nothing like that. So I didn't worry about it. And then when they asked, I told them, but of course, they let me know how cool they were with me by showing their support. So we just sat back and talked, broke bread for a little while, and then I came on back to the house. Of course, like a fool, I felt I wanted to get me some Chinese food. So I went and got me some shrimp fried rice, and I knew I shouldn't have got it from this place because every time they cook it, you don't know if it's going to be good or it's going to be bad. And of course, I was on the bad side, so I took about 4 bites out of it, and I just couldn't eat anymore. So I threw it away and just said I'd chalk that up. The shrimp was kind of tough, and the rice didn't seem like it was cooked all the way through. So that is what it is. But the normalcy was the main ingredient that I wanted today. So yeah, if anybody is thinking about getting that surgery done, if you got a way of getting it done with no issues, I would say go ahead and get it done. Like I said, I'm 2 weeks out post-op. Pretty much what I say, 15 days, I think it is. 17th to the 1st is about 15 days. So yeah, the 2 weeks came and went so fast. I had no idea, and I guess that was probably from the medication that I was taking. They had me on hydrocodone, and I was taking them gabapentin for my nerves, and of course Flexeril. So I was taking those on a regular basis, 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours at a time, and yeah, I can see it made time go by real fast because I was out of it. When I went to sleep, I would sleep. And if I was up, I didn't really feel any pain except when I knew the pain was still there. Once I tried to get up out of bed, I would still be able to feel it, going to the restroom, things like that. Had a walker, so the walker was used for support to get me from my bed to the bathroom and then into the kitchen, and I used that to walk around the house to just to get some what's the word I'm looking for? Just to get some recreation, I guess, for my body. So I move around, get some physical, some PT time. So yeah, so I walked around and went back to bed. And of course, when I got up today, I found myself wheezing a little bit because it takes a lot of energy out of you. And coming down off that drug, I could tell that had a lot to do with it. The place I went to get my haircut, they had it cold up in there, so I was freezing kind of, sort of, and took a while just for to feel regular because the temperature was down low, and of course they had the AC up. They had the AC on, and the lady that ran it, she didn't know, she wasn't there, so they didn't know anything about as far as how to regulate the AC. So I had to deal with it for a little bit, and when I finally got it out of there, I pretty much kept my heater on in my truck and went and saw my boys. But yeah, as far as the surgery, like I said, I was in and out. Same day I had surgery was the same day I came home. And I came home and pretty much I try to make sure I followed all the orders that the doctor said because I'm 53 now. And back in my young days, I had this surgery before. And of course, I was still playing sports. I was hanging out at the club. I had it at a young age when they first gave it to me in my low to mid 30s. So yeah, I still had a lot of energy in me as far as playing sports and going out and doing everything. So I remember that surgery the first time I did it. I probably went close to 45 days before I started pressing it. I was back on the ball court trying to play basketball, and I was a pretty good ball at that time. So I had a lot of action. I just wanted somebody getting on the court and just sitting around. I pretty much ran guard and a lot of action as far as going to the hole, things like that. So I think I didn't give a chance to really heal like it should have, and that's why I was dealing with it later on down the road again when it happened. But luckily, the doctor that I had in my corner was a good doctor. He gave me the pros and cons, and he talked to me straight up of what I had to do, what not to do. Come back and see him 2 weeks, and when I seen him, he just gave me some more things to do behind the 2-week post-op visit. That was pretty much trying to set myself up for physical therapy. But of course, because I was prior military, I'm just going to use the one on the base, hopefully, that way I don't have to worry about paying that $30, $50 a session because that stuff gets expensive. And they got to get their money. So some of that stuff you may not even need. Not saying that you may not need it, but I just don't want to feel that I want to keep on giving up $30 and $50 a session. So see what the base does first, and if they can take me in and give me some things to do, I'll do that. But how I'm feeling now, like I said before, I'm feeling good. I mean, it's almost a trick where it makes me feel like I can go out and go fishing if I want to go fishing. But of course, I know I can't do that, so I'm not gonna, take that chance. Even though I love fishing, but I'm not gonna take that chance and do it. So I'm just gonna do it like the doctor told me to do, and I'm just gonna sit back, relax, and read a lot, do what I got to do because I got another 3 weeks to go, and these first 2 weeks went by so fast that I think these 3 weeks it's going to be slow because I'm going to be up and around now, and I got my focus back as far as I feel like the drug is out of me. I think it is anyway. I can tell right now when I just cough, I felt a little pain go across my back part of my waist, so that lets me know that I probably still got some tenderness going on back there. So that's why I said don't be fooled by what you think it is when you think you feel good. So yeah, just gonna play it by ear. And like I said, if anybody's thinking about getting this surgery and you're thinking about the nervousness, if you never had it, I've had almost counting my hands, I think about 5 surgeries that I had to have because I played a lot of sports growing up, and I was in the military too. So a lot of things transpired while I was in and while I played ball and football, base, and softball. So it is what it is. I wore my body out doing a lot of things. Plus, I love clubbing, so I used to love dancing too. So that's probably a lot of things that got to do with it. But anyway, I would say get it done. Don't be afraid of it. I say before you know it, the minute they put you out, be just as fast as you waking up, and you're not even knowing what's going on because you're gonna be so sedated anyway. So I remember they sent me home. I had no clue, actually where I was at, and I think that's why I felt like the 2 weeks went by so fast to me. And now I think it's going to be, like I said earlier, it may go fast, but I think this time it's going to probably go slow now because it's 7 o'clock here where I'm at, and already the day seemed long compared to when I was under with the medication I was taking. So it's already been a slow day. It's Friday, and it is what it is. So I would say that microdiscectomy and laminectomy surgery, if you got a good doctor, don't be afraid to ask questions. That's number one. Do not be afraid to ask questions because it's your body and you don't want no doctor just making money off you. If he can't give you the pros and cons of it and let you know how long he's been doing it, don't be afraid to ask those questions. Ask him how long has he performed this actual surgery. Ask him about if there have been any hiccups in his labor. If he gets mad, then you probably don't want him anyway. But 9 times out of 10, they're going to be honest with you if you look them like you know what you're saying when you're asking them questions. Don't let them just talk to you like it is when you take your car in, because that's basically what our body is now. It turns into a mechanical thing. Like with our cars, we take it in and the mechanic will tell you, yeah, I can do this and it's going to take this and it's going to do that. And he's going to say some words that's going to throw you off, and all then you're going to ask is how much. And when he tell you how much it is, then you say, I can afford it, or if I can't afford it, and then you move on and you get it done. But when it comes to your body, always ask the questions you got to ask, man, because if they mess something up, all they're going to do is tell you, I'm sorry. It's hard to get lawyers to take up for anything like that. But luckily, I have to worry about that because the doctor that I work with, me and him did 2 jobs. He did a neck surgery on me, and he was the one that just performed my back surgery. So when they told me who was available for that surgery, I was with it. So I had no resistance of saying I want to go out of town, I want to go to another area. When they told me it was him that was going to do it, I was right on board with it. And when we met each other again for the second time, he was concerned and thought I was coming in. He already knew what I was coming in for, but he was still asking me about my neck surgery too. So he wanted to know how that was. And I told him everything was great in that area. It just, I did something to my back and I don't know what it is, but you do the MRI, read the MRI, let me know. And he told me what it was, bulging disc. And I had on my L5, I have nothing in there. But I had the L4 where the gel comes out that pushes out to the vertebrae. That area was pushing against my nerves. So he told me what it was going to do, and it was cut that off. That's pushed out. And then he said doing a laminectomy that he might have to cut into it to free my nerves up. And like I said, when he did that, I feel after the 2 weeks, I feel great. I'm not 100%. I know I'm roughly at about an 80. I can get up. I don't feel any pain in my legs. As far as standing up, when I stand up, it doesn't make me feel like that, oh Lord, this is killing me, I need to take some pain meds. I'm just feeling like I'm feeling good, but I know I just can't take that. Take that like I'm ready to do whatever I want to do. I'm still keeping myself grounded and just gonna do what he wants me to do. I got to go see him in another month, and when I go see him, I'm hoping that it give me the green light to do a little more than what I'm doing now. Hopefully behind the physical therapy too, that'll straighten me out. And I'm just wishing and hoping that I can be a success story as far as feeling like I could bend over and run again, and hopefully be able to do just a little bit of things that I used to do, because I haven't been able to run since I was dealing with this. And I've been dealing with it for some years now. So now I'm just hoping that we just get things done and be able to move on from this and get back to running, get back to going to the gym like I want to do. And even if I get a chance to play a little basketball, I'll probably play half court or something like that. But the way I was feeling, I gave all that stuff up. Not the weightlifting. I lift a little bit as far from time to time, but I didn't go in like I used to do. I wasn't excessive with my weightlifting. So hopefully this will give me a trigger to be able to push forward and get back in the weight room for 3 hours or so like I used to do. I was down to an hour, roughly 2 at the most. But if I get back at 3, that's going to be full weight strengthening. So that is what I want to get myself back into, and then start eating right again. And I'm not eating bad anyway. I'm eating pretty good as we speak. I mix up my food. I'm not a vegetarian. I eat everything, but I eat it in moderate situations. I eat it moderately. If we try to figure out what I'm eating, I won't overdo it, and then repeat the same deal like 2 days later and go back to that same food I was eating. So I got a pretty good mix calorie for myself. A lot of stuff I was doing, I'm just shooting it from the top of the head and just running, that's rambling off of some of the things I'm looking forward to doing. And hopefully this will help somebody that wants to get this procedure done. Like I said, it was a microdiscectomy and laminectomy, if I'm saying that correctly. And my doctor was down here in Corpus Christi. His name was Dr. Volkowski, and great surgeon. Talked to me man to man, told me what he can do, what would be the pros and cons. If I follow what he asked me to do, then everything should work out fine. He didn't try to give me anything that I didn't need. He didn't overdo it. He took care of me. The nurses were good as far as taking care of me. And my wife was here, so that was my home support. So she made sure that I kept myself going in the diet, with what he was telling her, because me being doped up, you don't really hear and you don't really feel what they're telling you. A lot of it's almost in one ear and out the other. You can read all the paperwork they give you, which is best to do anyway, but my wife was right there. So everything he was telling me and they were telling me to do, she was able to remember, and I just followed it because it was real simple. Just stay on the meds, but don't overdo it. I had a nurse that would come and visit me, and when the nurses came to visit me, only thing I did was get checked, check my temperature, check my blood, my breathing, and everything like that. And I was always getting a green light for, making good progress. So I'm here now. And like I said, just if you're thinking about doing it, just get it done. And if it's what you really need to do, if it's not really bothering you that much, then don't do it. I was to the point where I couldn't move my leg. And that was one of the reasons why I got it done. When that happened, it wasn't like a leg pull or something like that. I knew that I had a nerve that was being pinched, and I was feeling it every day. And I gave it a while to see if it adjusted, and it just wasn't doing it. Even with physical therapy, wasn't helping. So that's why we knew we had to do the MRI. And when they did the MRI, that's how we found out. So I'm here on 15 days out, and hope everything goes for the best later on. If you think about doing it, good luck. Peace.